So have you enjoyed the working relationship thus far?
Never, no kidding. No. It's been good. No, it's been really good. I think honestly, because again, we were talking about that. What was it? I don't know what we were talking about. Basically about how marketing isn't even for
One time for the team that's gon' hustle for the green. All we know is grind till the dough come. This debate that radio show, we controlling the globe and we second to no one. Every time we emerge, we putting that work in. Bank that, do it for the culture. Putting on for the city that's 24/7. And we showing love like we supposed to. And we keep making moves by coastal. Another suckers didn't believe, but I told you. Bank that about to be your household name. And bank that mean we about more change. You don't even know just how I really get. You're rocking with the best, so tune in when you better be. Plus we getting fancy like Nancy on every single day of the week. And chopping game like a Cherokee, ballin' like Odell. Tryna step more meal. Networking every way is about to be a movie. Gotta go big, it's the only way to do it. It's a conglomerate, we getting to it. Plus we got heat for the streets while you puffin' on the cook shop leaf. Riding out on the interstate. We got indies and majors. We international players. All about getting paid. Make sure to tune in and tap in with the movement. Cause it's about to go down. Shout out Discover this. Captain of the mothership. If you ain't know, then you know now. We about to get bang down. That radio show.
I can't stand you sometimes.
This is Melanie. We start and get going. So I'm like, are we starting? Are we not?
No, I like getting this type of footage or whatever. It's like the precursor for the interview. But yeah, hey, y'all tune into the Bank That Radio Show. I'm your host, Andres. And we have our lovely other host for Bank That Radio Show with Melanie in the mix host with Mel.
Yes.
Also a model.
Yes.
A content creator.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations on having 15-something thousand or 12,000. I can't remember. It's in the
thousands.
thousands.
So it is. Yeah, my Instagram is at 12.2, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot, but it's for being a regular person, it's a lot, but it's actually growing pretty well. And also my Facebook has 3.4 thousand followers. I don't know how that happened. I literally just looked at my Facebook like last night. I was showing somebody something on my Facebook. I looked at my page, said 3.4 thousand followers. Y'all, like days ago, it was in the hundreds. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, people start following. That's what
I
happens.
don't know what happened.
I told you, the more you put yourself out there, the more people gonna start.
I don't know what happened. I was like, these people follow me. Okay, go ahead with it.
Yeah, but yeah. So let's get into. Okay, so originally from like Las Vegas.
Yeah, oh my gosh, my background of where I'm from is like. A lot. So I was born in Santa Maria, California. Moved to Vegas, which is the next state away. When I was about maybe 10-ish, maybe 7, 8, 10-ish. Moved back to California when I was about 15, 16. Lived there for a few years. Moved here to Georgia. Actually, no, somewhere in the middle of that. We were in Arizona for a really short amount of time. And then what did we do? Then we moved to Georgia when I was about 18, 19. And yeah, I've been in Georgia ever since then.
What was it? Was it military family?
No, my mom, I'm going to call her a vagabond. She just likes to go to different places. Yeah.
Why did she pick Georgia?
She knew a dude.
I get it.
She knew a dude.
She knew a dude.
She knew a dude. I'll just say that she knew a man. She knew a dude. And I just stayed here, because of my husband. I'll just say that. She doesn't know that dude anymore, so she lives in Vegas now.
Okay, so I first learned about you through modeling.
Yep.
Because of some of the people you were modeling for and stuff.
Yep.
And then I remember the video you was in with the R&B singer.
There's a few of them. So
dark skin, last name Smith.
Yes. Oh, let me look. I know who you're talking. Yeah, he was. This is back when I.
Did he go by that name as an artist? I can't remember.
No, literally no. I have his actually. Let me look real quick. I have it in my files for my phone, y'all. The video. So let me look. This was years ago. Let me see. So video. Drew Smith.
Drew Smith.
Yeah, I have the video.
See, there was a D. See, sorry,
Drew Smith.
Yep. Name.
Yep.
But yeah, I saw you do a lot of work with him and stuff. So what got you into that realm? Because I'm like, you came here as a young adult.
Yes.
And didn't know anybody. And
I didn't. No.
Working in the Middle Georgia area specifically, I like to tell people in the making Macon has its own culture of how they accept people.
Yes, I had to. It was like trying to talk to a wall at sometimes, because you know you're trying to communicate, but nobody's communicating back. That's how it felt. But yeah, no, it is very much so.
So how'd you get involved with?
Oh my gosh, really? Honestly, it's thanks to my husband, thanks to Dante, because when I before all of this, like literally before all of this, I stepped into trying to go into entertainment. I used to be a teller at a bank, and you know, I just since I was younger, I used to have the itch to like go do something entertainment, modeling, acting. I really wanted to be an actress. That was like my main thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot we talk about that too.
Yeah, yeah. I used to professionally. I still do, but you know, I'm focused on other things. But still, I do have the acting chops. I have like an actual real. I'm not just like I've done extra work, but actually have had a lead role in a web series. But before I actually even got into all of that, I was working at a bank, and I was like, you know, I just had this feeling. I don't know, people who are passionate when they're creative, they, you know, that feeling just never goes away, never leaves. So I was like, you know, on the weekends, I'm gonna go up to Atlanta, I'm gonna take acting classes, and I did do that for a while. And so I started doing auditioning and stuff. But that led to me talking to, you know, other people in Atlanta, but still not middle Georgia. Again, I was still having a hard time, just like Macon's right there, but I still can't break into it. So my husband works at Geico, and he knows, he still knows Brady Gertman and Jamise Bentley. They both had Chic Culture together, but they didn't open it yet. They were looking for models. So him being the awesome husband, or back then, I think boyfriend, I don't know what he was back then, boyfriend, he was like, oh, my wife or your girlfriend's trying to get into modeling. You can use her as a model. So they used me as a model, and that's how it really started spreading. Of me being in, like, you know, their fashion shows and people seeing me. That's really where it started from, is my husband really having connection. So I really, it's thanks to him that I was really able to finally like get into everything.
That's what's up.
Yep. Like it was like a domino effect.
Yeah, it was like, I guess being your manager at the time.
He was. No, he still, and honestly, he still does. He still does. Like a lot of the people I interview, is because he knows them. He'll be like, my wife? Yeah, I don't know these people. I don't know these people. I don't know, but he's always been. I have approached him. I'm like, maybe you should manage me. But honestly, my husband's so busy with his own thing, he wouldn't have time for that. So,
yeah. But then, you know, it also could be an interesting situation too, though. Husband being a manager, and
and also the fact that I work with a lot of men, and a lot of men tend to be, how do I say this? Some of them have ulterior motives, some of them don't. It's just the fact that when a man's right there, they shut down immediately. Like as a male, if you're trying to work with me, they shut down immediately. They think that you're going to get pummeled, which is not true. But they're like, oh, let me not even like talk to her at all, not even about business. So yeah, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that means that they have ulterior motives, though.
Yeah, true.
Because the ones that don't, or they'll just, you know what I'm saying, keep the conversation going in there a bit.
Right.
Okay, so you do modeling, you've done acting. And now your new career, you're into content creation. Yes,
I love it. It's very fun. It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie though. It's a lot of work being a content creator, because it's different when you're a model, because you have somebody telling you what to do. It's different from being an actor, because you have someone telling you what to do with scripts and everything, director, producer. But when you're a content creator, you literally have to think, okay, what is trending, and how do I create this, and when do I put it out, and you know, things of that nature. So it's a lot of autonomy. I like it, but also it's a lot of independence, and it could be bad as well, because if you're really busy and you're not doing anything, that just falls on you, honestly. It falls on you. So, but I love it though. I've got some success in it, surprisingly.
So what's been some of the best things you've learned thus far?
For content creating, for podcasting, for doing videography work, it's really that you have to keep your mind open to how different people perceive things, like using different ways to be creative or showing different things, not just the way, like for instance, me, I like modeling, I like fashion, you know, but then I figured out that not everybody really wants to see that, you know, especially different audiences. So I have to really think about, okay, what is it that my target audience wants to see? Like I recently, you know, had to do a pivot when it came to people I constantly interview. Like where do I want to go? Do I want all, you know, this to be my niche? Because I'm going to box myself in eventually, and I don't want that. So I had to think about, okay, I need to think outside the box and look at other podcasters, stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's some of the things I learned. I learned a lot, still learning.
What's something that you don't like about the industry?
What? So specifically, just mean entertainment in general, podcasting, modeling, or
all of them.
I'll start with the first one. Modeling. I like modeling. I will say that I love modeling. But the thing is, and what really honestly pushed me to, what really helped me to not have regret and when not really modeling as much, is the fact that people don't really appreciate me for modeling. And not just me, other girls, especially in Middle Georgia, had many conversations about this. You know, you put your effort into hair, makeup, things of that nature, and you don't really get compensated as you should, as I feel like. In fact, honestly, and I don't know what you guys do in Atlanta, I don't understand why you guys do this, but you shouldn't be charging models to model for you. You should, what the bleep is that? You should not be doing that. That is crazy. People started trying to do that for me. Yeah, the opportunities are great, but that's when I was like, I gotta take a step back. Let me figure out something else. People are charging you to model, or they're saying you have to sell these tickets. If you don't sell them, we're going to charge you. So basically, you're wanting me to be your promoter. You want me to be your marketer, but you're being cheap and you don't want to get that shit. Sorry, I don't know if you don't want to get this like crazy. It's crazy. Like, that's what promotion is for. Hire a promoter, hire a marketer. But you want the people who you know have followers, like me and other models, to share. Oh, and they also say, if we don't see it on your wall for this event, then we're gonna charge you for it. Y'all know. Anyways, but that happens as well. And also the fact that I really invested in myself. I literally took modeling class from a professional model, y'all, in Atlanta, back when I used to, in the beginning when I was taking acting class, took modeling class as well. I was the shortest one in the class, but I still did it, right? That being said, if you invest in yourself, you take classes, like, just because it's a modeling class doesn't make it as invaluable, as not as valuable as, say, getting like a certificate, I don't know, in typing or something. You should be compensated for that because you're doing a job still. So meanwhile, other people are, designers are not wanting to pay me, but they want the results of somebody who is professional. It didn't really make sense to me. That's basically why I didn't really take it as much seriously. I still do modeling, but I just do it for fun at this point. Because trying to actually make a lifestyle out of it is, it's not really feasible. I used to do modeling classes. If you look up my IG, y'all, you scroll down, I used to have the modeling workshop by Melanie Ann Hancock to teach other girls that. But also I felt like, yeah, I'm teaching them this, but it's just the culture of modeling itself is still not going to change. Like, then it has to come from the ground up. And then on top of that, ain't nothing like me, being a real model and then having someone else down the street who isn't, but they show their ass. And I'm a model.
No, I get it. I see it.
That's a little bit, it's insulting. It's insulting.
It is. It is
very insulting. But then now, in regards to that's modeling, I don't know what. So what do I not like about the podcasting? I like podcasting. In regards to, I'm trying to think. So in regards to podcasting, I like it, but so I'll say in Middle Georgia, well, just in general, honestly, in Atlanta, especially in Georgia, in this generation. See, my vision for myself to have a podcast is really just to be a general talk show for In the Mix with Mel, having everybody who's anybody, whether or not you're in tech, your music, you're, I don't know, doing lawn care, whatever it may be, to feel comfortable to be on my platform. But this day and age, everybody only does music. So I really want to try to branch away from that and have everybody, not just music. So that being said, people mostly expect, because, I'm young, I look good, not vain, but it's just my look. It fits into the category of like, okay, music. So that's what I don't like so much. I'm really trying to rebrand myself with that.
Yeah, that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
That's what we're working on.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what about acting then? What did you like about acting and content creation?
I love acting. Nothing's wrong with acting. Honestly, if I told my husband too. I was like, acting is one of those things, you gotta be single and you gotta have like a job that you can call off at any time. Like if you're single and you have like maybe like a waitress or whatever, like, oh, come in next shift, that would be perfect. Because the thing is, and I was signed with an agency, a really big agency that was representing other really known famous celebrities who are in the Black culture in Atlanta. I was signed with them, but the thing was, they would send me stuff virtually, right? I would do my auditions, And I would do them, send them in for my interviews, not my interviews, my auditions, and then they would say, okay, well, you need to be up at this place in Atlanta like tomorrow at this time. I'm like, I got a 9-to-5 job, so I can't go and do a second audition. So it became a point where really it was making me look bad, because I was doing these auditions and these people were repping for me saying, we got this girl, she's got a real, you know, my whole resume, but at a certain point, it's like I couldn't even follow. Even if I did land it, I can't follow through. I can't be on set tomorrow at 12 a.m. You know what I mean? Because I got a real life. So I had to step back from that, which I really wish I didn't have to. Hopefully I could get into it one day, but yeah.
You know, we got skits and stuff. We're going
Yeah. I got a whole thing. I'm like a multi-talent. I don't sing, though. Don't make me sing.
No. Then you say like you like horror and stuff like that, or drama. Yeah, but I want to start doing some of those as well.
Yes.
Okay, so what about content creation? What's some downside you don't like about that?
I just again, with content creation, you really are your own person. You dictate your success. No one's there to tell you what to do, when to do it. You literally, no one is there, and that's a good and a bad thing. Like if you're free and you're like want to be your own creative director, have no one over you, be like, I don't like that. You know, but you're like, I have this vision that is wonderful. But if you're a person kind of like me who needs a deadline, like I need a deadline or else I'm not gonna move. I don't know why. That's just mentally me. Like you gotta tell me I'm not gonna move. I don't know why. Like I don't know. It's not procrastination, but I need a mental deadline or I'm not going to move, which I had to actually do for myself. Tell myself, okay, you got to do this by this time. But that was one of the things that I had to really overcome, is to, you know, making myself do things. Cause I have all the content, y'all. Like I haven't even posted in like a week because my personal life has been so busy. And when you're a content creator, not posting a week feels like 3 months. It really does. Like one whole week feels like 3 months, because they say to post every single day, like every single day. So I really had to make myself like sit down and be like, okay, make your social media calendar, post this here and that and this, because if no one's gonna do it except you, and that's the sucky part, honestly.
Yeah. Until you get big enough to where you can have a team.
I'm gonna have a team eventually, but that's the only downside. Now, I would say also just creating the content can be kind of hectic, I feel like, because you have to figure out some creative ways to come out with things. You can't just say, I don't know, like, watch my show, like a video, just be go watch my show. No, it has to be some context to it, some creativity behind it. So that's one thing as well. I just would say constantly creating the content, it can get a little bit tiring.
So you ever experienced like creative blocks?
Yes.
What do you do to like break past that point?
Honestly, when it comes to that, like I rely on my pictures. I ain't gonna lie. I have a lot of.
I rely on my pictures.
I rely on my pictures. I really do, because you know, like I said, I still do modeling for fun. Like so, if I don't have any content or like videos to go ahead and post for like my upcoming like snippets for my previews for interviews, I'll post my pictures, because like I need to post something. So and I have a lot of backup pictures from like, you know, shoots I've done, which I'm actually gonna post for some boutiques. But yeah. I have to rely on my pictures, but other than that, I'll look at other people's, like, you know, other people's content, or I'll pull up some old content and remix it with reels too. I do that a lot too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The thing I sent you would have enjoyed it. That Black Festival.
Yeah, that Black Podcasting Festival. I wanted to go to it.
Yeah, Tori's having fun. She learned a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
I got 5 interviews. And like my reels have been like really going. I've been posting. They've really been taking off now on Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a formula to it. I'll shoot that to you later.
Yes. Yes.
But it was
Send to me.
There was a lot of great information. Some of the stuff I already knew to do or whatever. But then there's like some more stuff that I got to go back and reprocess and start to implement. But you know, again, doing a lot all over the place with a lot of different things.
That's another thing that's about being a content creator. You have to find different ways to monetize yourself, because if you just, like, for instance, I'm able to monetize on Instagram for my reels, but you don't get paid a lot. You have to, I have to literally like do like 1 million plays to get like a little bit of money. That's what they want. So you have to find other ways to monetize your content. Not just that, be creative with it as well.
Actually, I got a teaching somebody to do that tomorrow at 10 o'clock. She paid for the class, so.
Okay.
Okay, so read you full fast forward to being with Baked Out Radio Show and wanting to How did we do that? Did you hit me up or did I hit you up? I can't remember.
I think you put a post out saying like if you're a content creator or have a podcasters or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that, and I contacted you from that.
So what made you want to do that though? As far as like come over here.
Yeah, because I mean I've been doing it myself like the whole time. Like, well, shout out to Sims. No, he's been helping me, but for the most part, when it comes to In the Mix, because I have different podcasts, the remix and then In the Mix. But when it comes to In the Mix, I've been doing it myself the whole time, pretty much. I bought all my stuff, trial and error. Some cameras worked, some cameras didn't. Some mics worked, some mics didn't. Had to redo some interviews. Okay, some of them went through. Trial and error. Had to. Yeah. But, now I got my whole little thing together. Still need some different lavaliers. I was going to talk to you about that. Y'all, my lavaliers suck. Anyways, they suck. But I need some new lavalier mics that pick up sound from afar before I clip on. But anyways, neither here nor there. The reason why I came on is because I've been doing it by myself. And I'm like, I need some guidance. Like, I feel like I'm doing good. I put it on my YouTube, but it's just not gaining as much traction as I feel like it should with all the work I'm doing. So I was like, I need some guidance. I need some help. Someone who's already been exposed to this culture, to this community rather, because, Macon is very tight-knit. They don't let you in unless you have, a special card in your wallet. You got the card.
But you got a buddy.
Yes. I got the person who's vouching for me, like on the application with the referral. I got a referral right there. That's my referral, which is cool. I mean, I was, getting in there by myself as well. But again, I'm not trying to wait years to get to where I want to be when I could just, go on to someone else's platform. They can vouch for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. So have you enjoyed the working relationship thus far?
Never, no kidding. It's been good. No, it's been really good. I think honestly, because again, we were talking about that. What was it? I don't know what we were talking about. Basically about how marketing is needed for. I was talking about one of my interviews. How people forgo traditional marketing these days because they think social media, sharing is going to get you there, which it can to a point. But if you're trying to be a professional with a business like I am, you have to do some real marketing. Like you got to go ahead and look up your target audience, go ahead and find where they are, go ahead and actually pay for advertisement, things of that nature. And I was not there. So you know how to do that. So yeah, you know exactly where it is. On top of that, you got your, the huge resources this area, which I need for my podcasting because Lord, if you're a podcaster, you know how it is. Some podcasters do it out their house. I'm not letting people in my house, so I need a space.
But it takes you to the next level. It gives you a whole nother vibe. It gives you a safe space to really focus in on what you're doing at the time.
Yeah.
Especially when you have guests that you're doing in person. Now, if you're doing something where people can record through Zoom or something like that, and you just repurposing the audio or whatever, then cool.
Right.
What made you want to do visual as opposed to just sticking with audio?
I like looking at myself. No, I'm kidding, but no. More to the point specifically. I feel like I would be remiss of myself to not show myself. You know what I mean? I have a good voice. Don't get me wrong. Even for my job I have right now, where I train people in tech, they've used my voice for voiceovers when it comes to training modules. As you can see, my voice is very, very customer servicey. So, but it would be remiss of myself to not use this. I'm not vain, but people would use me. Why not use myself? You know what I mean?
No.
Someone to use me. Be like, oh, Melanie, go on there and go ahead and with the mic. We need to use this for me. Not pay me. I've had that. So I was like, oh, let me use myself since this is here and my voice and my gift for gab as they call it. So that's why I do video more, because people tend to, this generation is more drawn to people when it comes to when it comes to visuals. Fortunately, unfortunately. I say fortunately because fortunately it's good because I have that, but unfortunately because someone without talent, if you're just a pretty face, they can get a lot of attention, which is another thing that bothers me about today.
No, I get that. I see that all the time. A lot of people, pretty people, handsome people, they get coverage that they shouldn't get.
And they ain't doing nothing. They're just sitting there doing anything.
Playing with the thumbs or whatever. And,
yeah.
There was this chick I saw. I guess I'm saying it the wrong way, but anyway. There was this woman who sold her her sweat or whatever, and then
I saw that.
Then she started selling her farts or something. I can't remember.
People buying that, bro. They buying it.
I'm like, y'all idiots. But anyway.
Yes, people is. This world today is interesting. Very interesting.
how do you balance the two shows right now and then want to do a third? Because you know you have the In the Mix with Mel, and then you have the Remix with Mel, which is more of the music, you know, saying generated platform. How do you balance the two? And you know, I see you wanting to do more production and stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, and I'm doing that too, stuff with other people for like, you know, their production stuff. Yeah. So with this, because I remixed with Mel, I'm still doing that. But when that really ends, of course, I'm integrating some other stuff. But when it comes, so right now I'm doing like behind the scenes production stuff while doing In the Mix with Mel. But once I'm finally done, because we're doing season by season, which I'm glad I got. I was taught this by Raul. Let's do a whole season rather than just going throughout the year doing episodes. Do a season and then go ahead and take a break. I'm like, oh, that's great. So after we're done with that, then I'm gonna really move on to the remix with Mel. That's basically the music side. Get back into that, and then also get started on this other project I really want to start. We talked about for my other one. I don't want to talk about it on people because people be copying people's stuff. I don't want. But you know,
you've been copied so far.
I don't actually. Yes, I have. Actually, yes, I have. And you know what super sucks, but is that, you know, since I'm such a small person right now, and you know, compared to people who are way higher up in the echelons with their own network and people in Atlanta, I can't even. You know, it's when my voices sound like a little. You copied me, but really, you know, nobody cares. It's really, and the grand scheme is it's not about who did it first. It's about who's doing it the biggest. But yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what it seems like a lot of. But you know, don't worry about all that.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I tell people all the time, like, I used to get mad when people just copy. No, okay, I still do to a certain extent.
Right,
it depends on who it is, too.
Right, right, because if you know who it is, you'd be like, ain't gonna work for you anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I used to really get hot or whatever. Cause when I started building my name here, like, didn't nobody mess with me. I went to Griffin, started doing stuff in Griffin and in Atlanta, and then I came back. Then people started messing with me. I was like, oh, okay, so y'all being funny or whatever, and that's how it is. Now it's to the point that people don't even realize I'm not even from here. They actually think I'm from here.
Oh, really? Okay. That's cool.
I've gotten to that point now where people think I'm actually from Macon.
Interesting. That's cool. They still know I'm not from Macon. They know it. That's okay, though.
But yeah, stick around a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's just like that crossover effect or whatever. You know?
Yeah,
like crossover. And that's why I was actually having this conversation because like the balloon person, she quit her job after talking to me today.
Really?
I talked to her like on a Wednesday, and I think by Thursday
quit my job.
Well, this is like, okay, so it's a funny story as far as like when I was talking to her. So I'm always on the internet and I type in certain hashtags and stuff like that. So I'm always scouring for it. And I've even noticed like on TikTok and all that, they'll be like, it'll pull up like this person's in Macon or Warner Robins or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Because I've started typing it in so much. And that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
So I was typing in like new businesses, black-owned businesses, of course.
Yeah. I'm about to steal that. Y'all, I'm about to steal his.
No, that's what you do.
Yeah.
To, like I can tell you a lot of stuff. And I'll tell you a lot of stuff once we get done too that you can do. So I was going through, excuse me, I ran across her company. I was like, okay, cool. She does balloons and stuff. And I had somebody who was supposed to be a balloon person. Like earlier, I got the flyer and everything done, but no show. So I was like, okay. So I wasted money on the flyer and all that. Which I'm like, it happens. Like in 2022, in 2020 or 2019, it was one of them the years. It was right before the pandemic, so it was 2019 because we didn't really get the pandemic until 2020. I had like 8 or 9 people just cancel on me.
What?
No call, no nothing. I'm calling them like, man, where you at? I got it. That's why I did dates at first, and that's why I took it off. Because I was wasting money on the flyer. At least I could repurpose the flyer if it was a new date scheduled in the future, because there's no date on the flyer.
Right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So that's why I started doing that.
That makes sense.
Wasting money doing second, third flyers or whatever, and you keep canceling. I was like, look, you canceled me twice. That's a wrap. We ain't never coming back home. And that's like banned forever. No, for real. That's forever.
And I respect that though, because that's disrespectful though.
It is. People don't realize this is a lot of time, a lot of equipment, a lot of resources I put into it. And you get that because you've been doing it. And that's what I actually love about you coming, because I have someone else who understands fully what I've been doing.
Right.
But I hit her up. So I was like on Instagram, sent her a message, whatever. And then no response. I emailed her. I also emailed her. I emailed her first. I try to always email people first.
Right, right.
No response. Is that one of them knocking on the door?
I feel like they're trying to.
Open the door. Okay, so then I inboxed her on Instagram. No response. So then, of course, it has contact. So I pulled your number.
Yeah.
So I text you, hey, this is Andreas from the Baked Out Radio Show. I've been trying to reach out to you.
Right.
Then she was like, oh, okay. Can I call you? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
She called me. So we talking, and we ended up talking for like an hour and a half. First time out the gate. I asked her, I said, how come you didn't respond some other way? She was like, I thought this was fake or a scam or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, really? They doing it like that?
Yeah, yeah.
But she was like, but then you kept on or whatever. So I was like, okay, well, I'm glad you responded or whatever. But, you know, I was going to stop if you didn't respond to my text. I was like, that's it.
Right.
Email, inbox, text. You don't